Hey there, it's Sheryl, mental toughness coach, published author, speaker, and mother to a couple of great kids who happen to be high school and now college Division I student athletes. The next 2 weeks are extremely important for many teens because they're either heading into postseason play for high school or they're going to be coming up on tryouts. So today we're going to talk about 3 tips for teens to nail tryouts. Teens need to understand that worry and feeling nervous is very normal. Most kids feel this, but they need to understand how to manage these thoughts and emotions so they can do their best when it comes time to try out. Now, if they don't, the problem is these thoughts and worries and feelings that they have can get in the way of them doing their best, especially in a situation that really matters to them. And I've seen it happen over and over again, and it's really heartbreaking for players and for parents when teens show up to tryouts and they just cannot find a way to do their best. So today we're going to talk about a couple tips so that doesn't happen, so teens can show up and do their very best. So let's get started. The first thing that teens can do in order to set themselves up to nail tryouts is to get enough rest and also to manage their digital media. Now, I'm going to be the first one to tell you this is not a popular subject with teens, even the teens that happen to be in my household. But if teens are very serious about tryouts and they need to take this advice to heart, all digital media needs to be shut down 60 minutes prior to going to bed. That includes phones, computers, TVs, everything with a screen. The reason being is that screens are very stimulating and it makes it very difficult to fall asleep. And even if teens do fall asleep, it makes it very difficult to get that deep restorative sleep that they need. So all screens shut down 60 minutes prior to going to bed. Teens can read, they can journal, they can color. There's a lot of other things that they can do. They can also listen to music, assuming that it's on a record player or something that doesn't have a screen that'll be playing the music. The second thing teens need to be aware of is how to breathe. Now, when the big day comes, or big days, if it's a multiple day tryout, then they need to understand how to breathe and also when to use this type of breath. I've talked about box breaths before, so I'm going to review what they are and when to use them. You might remember from previous articles that box breaths are when teens breathe in for 5, they hold for 5, exhale for 5, and then hold for 5. They can do this a couple times. As a reminder, they're going to breathe into their diaphragm. So in other words, when they breathe in, their stomach is going to extend. And when they breathe out, they're going to push all the air out and their stomach should go in. So box breaths, those are good for calming them down. They should use them on the way over to tryouts, when they get to tryouts, and at any time when they start to feel a little uncomfortable or nervous or when they're not thinking their best. That helps them get calm and into a zone where they can focus on what's important. The third thing is that teens need to set intentions and affirmations for how they want to compete. They need to ask themselves a question, and that question is, how do I want to compete today? So, and when they answer that question, the answer needs to be simple, it needs to be related to them doing their best, and they need to have 100% control. The way that teens can do this, let's say, for example, if they're a volleyball player, they might set an intention for how they're going to serve. They might say something like, I will try my absolute best to have a great ability when serving today. And I will do that by bouncing the ball 3 times, making sure my feet are in the proper position, tossing high, and following through. The affirmation might be something like, I am capable of serving well. If teens say these things enough times to themselves, it's going to reiterate how they're supposed to serve and also give them confidence in their ability to be able to execute it. So finally, if teens can get the proper amount of restorative sleep the night before, if they can understand how to breathe and how to get themselves calm during an important event so they can focus on what's vital to them doing their best, and if they can set intentions and affirmations before tryouts, they should be well on their way to being able to nail it. So I wish your teen the best of luck. I encourage you to share this with anyone on Facebook if you think anyone might find it useful, or pass it along to a friend. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.